Man, what a terrible show tonight. When the Godfather saw do some swimming. Name my topic tonight is called Stupid and Subpar in Sacremento. It's my topic tonight. Before I do, I'm gonna open up the show with something. I'm gonna open up the show with the song called Tender Love by Force MDs from the movie Crush Groove, made in 1985. So stick around, right back, and get the music playing. Tender Love by Force MDs from the movie Crush Groove. So let's get down to business with tonight's terrible show.
Bulldog down on top of Yokozuna. Keep your eyes on the Heartbreak Kid. He will deliver a little chin music, and out goes Yokozuna crashing down outside the ring. James Cornette troops would try in vain to lift the massive Yokozuna back into the ring, but they couldn't move the almost...
Commentary welcomes us to the show, and we get promos from Mina Shirakawa, Will Nightingale, Megan Bang, Swerve Strickland, and Kenny Omega before heading into the ringside. Or maybe not, brother. From Hulk Hogan as we throw backstage. Late Hulk Hogan. Earlier today, Orange Cassidy addressed Roderick Strong turning on the conglomeration. He welcomes back Tomohiro Ishii. He welcomes who teams him later tonight. Take on Gabe Kill and Clark Connors. With that, we officially head to ringside for our opening contest. Out first is John Moxley making his way through the crowd as Renee relays us to what Mox had to say about this bout. Out next is Mark Davis, who gets a chorus of boos on his way to the ring before we get this match underway. AEW Continental Championship Eliminator. John Moxley versus Mark Davis. The two men lock up before Davis shoves Mox into the corner. He backs off as Mox regroups, going for a brace lock that Davis counters. Mox counters back, bringing the arm of Davis, who struggles to break free of a hammerlock. He pushes Mox into the ropes for the break, for taking the champ down with a shoulder tackle. He heads back to the ropes and takes Mox down again, mocking the crowd as they boo him. To let the absent Don Callis know what they think of him as Davis continues to go to work on the champ, bringing him to the corner for some strikes. Mox fires back with some shots of his own, sending Davis into the ropes looking for a sunset flip. Davis channels in his inner Aloha arm to counter, dropping his hips into the champ to break free. He sends his champ into the corner for a hip attack, and Mox escapes the ring for a breather. Mox falls close behind, landing some hard shots until Mox dodges a right hand that forces him to slam against the ring post instead. This gives the champ an opening as he slides back into the ring for building momentum that he did for the dive that slams Davis into the guardrail. The impact busts Mox's open hand, and Mox gets the light right after he goes up to pulls his fingers before the bite of the hand and stops against the ring post for added damage. He slides into the ring to break the rest count, and Davis is not looking in a good place as we go to an ad break. Full on break on HBO Max. We come back from the break just as Mark regains control, sending the champ into the guardrail for a hammer throw. He brings Mox back into Mox in before going to the top, only for Mox to intercept him and attack his busted head once more. He falls with a suplex, sending Davis down hard to the mat amidst a Let's Go Moxley chant. Both of them make it to their feet, exchanging shots in another sunset flip attempt attempt brings out Aloha Mark once more, only for Mox to slide out of the way. Mox starts fighting back as we find out 10 minutes to remain, but Davis takes the champ down hard. Both men are back up as Davis fights off a shot from Mox and a lariat off the ropes. Power driver is blocked as Mox escapes to the counter, catching Mark with a roll up for a 2. Davis is back in it with a gut wrench into a power driver. The champ narrowly kicks out at 2. Davis clinches in for a side headlock on Mox, but the champ fights to his feet before catching Mark with a stomp, sending him face first into the canvas. Back to his feet is Davis trading shots with Mox, who counters out of a back suplex to locking in a choke hold, a bulldog choke. Davis quickly taps to the ref as the ref calls for a bell. Marines v submission John Moxley. Commentary runs down the rest of the lineup for tonight before we hear from Hangman Page after this match at Grand Slam Australia. He promises that if MJF makes it to Revolution as champ, he'll ruin him. Looking to the ref's eyes, Mox knows he's telling the truth. He's going to end more on Jackass Friedman. With that, we head back to ringside as FTR make their way out. It seems we'll be hearing from the AEW World Tag Team Championships up next. Commercial break. We hear return to ringside as Dax starts to talking about the Young Bucks. He can barely get a word as the crowd chants "Shut the fuck up" at him. Dax talks about how the Bucks were considered the best tag team in 2016. And how they even coined the term FTR, but they sit second behind the greatest tag team of this generation. Slowly take the mic and to address the Bucks, shaking hands with the Private Party and Rascals. He reminds us that a year ago the Bucks tried to run Private Party out of this company, chalking up the fakeness that he hates. He says the Bucks are on top of his hate list with their parents in the locker room just under them. He continues running his mouth as the Bucks make their way to the ring with the crowd to take out FTR with a pair of super kicks as Stoke pauses, realizing his fate as he tries to backpedal. The Young Bucks have none of it, knocking him off of his wheelchair with a super kick before taking the mic to declare the title shot for Revolution as the Big Pop as the Young Bucks make their way up the ramp after the FTR check on Stoke. He continues running his mouth as the Young Bucks make their way to the ring just for the crowd. They take out FTR with a pair of super kicks as Stoke pauses, realizing his fate as he tries to backpedal. I said this, sorry, what am I saying? I'm sorry. We get words from Brody King after Grand Slam Australia, who addresses that being this close winning to world title as the live crowd chant that chant. King promises to get back into the title hut as he's looking for a fight. We head back to ringside for our next match as Marina Shafir makes her entrance ahead of his four-way match for AEW Women's TBS title. Out next is Megan Bayne, followed by Mia Shirakawa before Willow Nightingale enters last to get this match underway. AEW TBS Women's TBS Championship 4-way match. Willow Nightingale defends against Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and Mia Shirakawa. Bayne and Shafir take out Mia and Willow to start things off, sending Mia out of the ring before taking the champ to the corner to gang up on her. They take Willow Nightingale down to the mat before sending her across the ring. The champ manages to fight back, sending both women out of the ring before a cannonball senton off the top rope. They send them to the floor. Mina climbs up for a dive to send all three of them back down before bringing Marina back into the ring for a springboard attack. In a near fall, Shafir fights back, sending Mina out of the ring before Willow goes after her. This doesn't last long as Megan steps back in and the pair go after Nightingale before she fights back. Maria Shafir turns things around, sending Bang into the champ for sending for Jazz from the corner by Marina. Megan follows up with a Hurricanrana, sending Willow to the ropes as Shafir sends her out of the ring as Bang points Mina up to launch her at the at the other three women. They crash to the floor, and Bang is left standing as we go to an ad break. For an ad break on HBO Max. Back from the break, we see Willow and Bang go at it. The latter being sent to Canaris before Marina comes in to go after the champ. She turns her attention to Marina to drop Shafir using Bang as a platform to get the drop on Marina for a near fall. Bang goes for a senton but lands on Shafir, and Mina goes for a 2 count on her before Will breaks it up. Will shoves her away before landing a spinebuster on all three opponents for good measure. Cover up by the champ on Mina, only for Shafir to break it up. Mina makes it back to her feet, landing a hurricane before Willow knocks her and Shafir down. Bang goes after the champ now, and the two women hit the ropes and end up doubling down with a clothesline. They slowly rise to their feet, trading a fence before Willow lands on a Death Valley driver on Bang, only to take a spear by Shafir. Mina goes after Marina, sending her out of the ring before Bang lays her out. She sends Kurosawa out of the ring and lands on a dive, taking all three women to the floor. Bang's back up. So Shafir, we finally see the two go at each other until Megan sends Shafir into the timekeeper's area, knocking her out. She goes back into the ring. Goes up top, only to be hit by an avalanche German suplex, sending her down hard. She gets back up, but takes a missile dropkick from Mina, who sets her up for a hurricane that lays the champ out. She looks to lock the feet in the figure 4, but gets cradled by the champ, who takes the win to retain. Winner via pinfall, still AEW TBS champion Willow Nightingale. Willow celebrates as Megan and Marina retreat to the ramp. Video package, we get a look back at the Grand Slam Australia, culminating MJ at Warren Jack Extreme retaining the title in the main event. Up next is the face-to-face between MJF and Hangman Page. Commentary takes a moment to address the passing of Kerwin and Steffies, with Tony Schiavone and Brian Danielson briefly sharing their experience working him as we go to commercial. Then we go to commercial break. Warren Jack Extreme and Hangman Page face-to-face. We head back to ringside as Hangman Page makes his way out to the ring. Commentary talks about there being no physicality allowed tonight ahead of the world title match at Revolution. Page enters the ring, and Warren Jack Extreme makes his entrance amidst a mixed reaction from the crowd. Warren Jack Extreme takes the mic, and he starts running down Hangman, insisting that Page isn't good as the fans make him out to be. Claims that he deserves to be the main character of AEW over Page. He hates the crowd chanting cowboy shit whenever Page walks around. What he hates the most is that Page holds 2 wins over him, but he insists that Hangman is just a lucky shot. He sees something that fans can't. He can smell it. He can see in Adam's eyes something's off about him. He can't work out why. Maybe Page is on his own head because his boyfriends Omega and Swerve are fighting, or because he climbed the mountain to be the world champ twice, and both times he crumpled under pressure. Maybe Adam thinks winning the title the 3rd time might finally help him. This is not the same man Warren Jack Extreme faced last year. Page is just a lucky shot. Warren Jack Freeman thinks he's all bullets. On March 15th, Warren Jack Freeman's birthday. He looks forward to ending the myth of Hangman and Page. In his cowboy shit, he gets the chant from the fans before Page speaks up now. Page talks about how the people carrying him winning the title twice, and saw him beat Warren Jack Freeman twice. He runs down Warren Jack Freeman. Warren Jack Freeman for picking at his shot at the world's end to take the title to collect the spoils of the greater man. He says he's hated Adam Page, but he hates Warren Jack Freeman much worse. It's not because of the years of lying, cheating, and depravity. Because he Adam Page, Warren Jack Freeman, but he has to admit he has never met someone like Page. Page. All this wrestling he sees out of Warren Jack Extreme, he is no better than he hates it as much as everyone wants that title. Max and Page have always needed it. That Revolution Page wants to end this for good, forever. He thinks Max can't. Thinks Max knows. He thinks Max knows he can't. This can't be the normal wrestling match, can it? So why don't Warren Jack Extreme think about a stipulation picture? Because he has always known what this match should be. So once they decide, should let the people decide what this match should be. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. all desperation. Sorry, all the desperation he sees out of Warren Jackets Freeman, he is no better than he hates it. As much as everyone wants the title, Max Page has everyone needed it. Revolution wants to end this for good, forever. He can't. Oh wait, I just made this. What am I saying? I just read this already. What am I saying? Wait, hold on, wait, I'm trying to see. All desperation. See, I'm trying to see if I read this already. Hold on a second. Okay, I remember what I said right now. I remember what I said now. A few minutes ago. Okay, I'm finish up now. Warren Jackets Freeman is hearing people chant Texas Death, but if Page thinks we're doing anything but a regular, normal wrestling match for Max's world title, Page is out of his mind. Page says he figured Max would say that because he is a coward. He agrees to this. To give the champ something. To agree if Page will give him his word, all these people his word. If he doesn't win this championship, he will never challenge for the All Elite Women's World Championship match as long as he lives. Page says Max had made himself a deal. Like a cowboy, he doesn't shoot first and ask questions later. He'll ask Anita a week over to think it over. Page tells him to think it over because he knows what he wants. Hangman Warren Jackets Extreme Revolution takes his death. Josh Mike's leaving the ring as Warren Jackets leave Josh Mike as his music as Warren Jackets Extreme looks nervous or even worried in the ring as we cut away. We backstage we hear from Mox and the Death Riders. Really keeping his head low and covered from the Grand Slam. Keeping his head low cover from Grand Slam Australia. Backstage we hear from Mox and Death Riders. Keeping Death Riders. Really you keeping his head low and covered from Grand Slam covered Death Riders. Backstage we hear from Mox and Death Riders. Mox calls the group Coyotes because they are survivors. Pac says the Don Callis family are not like the Death Riders before challenging them to a match for Collision. Garcia says family is not just for some title for them. Mox wraps up by calling out Takeshita for a Continental title match with a twist time limit. Count Suzuki or Takashi gets him whatever it takes to determine a winner. We head backstage to go to ringside Orange Cassidy. And Tamarishi make their entrance for our next match. Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors make their way out now to get this match underway. Congregation versus Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. We started with Cassidy and Kidd with Orange getting out of his way of Kidd's reach before tagging in Ishin. Ishii and Kid circled the mat before Connors blindsides him with Stone Pitbull. This allows the Dogs to double team him before Connors gets the official tag in. He lays in some shots until Tomohiro stands tall, laying in some hard chops and send Clark into the corner. Tag made to Cassidy. They trade shots before Cassidy gets a cover for 2. Connors fights back until Cassidy knocks him back, targeting a Kid for the dive, only caught by an exploded. Connors blindsides Cassidy again as Kid drops Ishii on the floor, heading into break. Back from break, we hear from Cassidy in pockets with a dropkick from taking Connors down. Tag made to Ishii. Tag made to Ishii. Hold on a second. Let me start it. Back from the break, we see Cassidy with hands in his pockets on a drip kick by taking Connors down. Tag to Ishii and Kid. And trade shots before Kid bites the head of the Stone Pitbull. He hits the ropes, but gets knocked down by Ishii, but gets only blocked by a delay suplex to get Tag back by straightening strikes. But Kid hits the ropes, but gets a layout by Ishii. Clark gets a tag, tag and goes after Tomohiro tag, who takes him down before looking for a tag, only for Kid to come running in after him. Ishii fights off with a lariat, forcing him out of the ring as Cassidy gets a drop on him with a dive. The two fight into the crowd until Darby Allin blindsides Kid, pulling him away for the crowd as Cassidy gets back in the ring, insisting Ishii to pick up the win. Winners by pinfall, the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii. The pair celebrate as we cut away. Backstage, the Don Callis family gets back to beating up the random dudes as Callis accepts the challenge from Mox and Takashi at Revolution. Okada addresses being here because he's a champion before happing up the uncrowned world champion at Andrade El Diablo. With that, Don Callis proposes a challenge to Claudio Castagnoli regarding the CMLL title for the family to have a hearty yell together to take us to a commercial break. Commercial break. We get a vignette from Hook, who's appointed as a new boss of the Ops light of the Samoa Joe's injury. He talks about the group recruiting and handling the domestic side of Shibata Heads of Japan will handle the international matters. With a head back to ringside as the Brawling and Birds make their entrance for the next match. In the ring, the B3 CCA as we the Viva Van as we get this match underway. Brian Birds. Here we go. Brian Birds, Alex Windsor, and Jamie Hayter versus B3, CCA, and Viva Van. Van and Windsor start things off with Alex and locking in a side headlock to bring Viva to the ropes for a right hand. Van starts to fight back before Hayter gets the tag, laying into Viva on the mat for good measure. Windsor comes to a double team with two chopping in sync to take Van down hard. Windsor gets knocked away on submission attempt as Van is able to fight out of the corner before Alex takes control. Double team is fended off as Van rushes away for a tag by B to bag B3 CCA. He takes us to fight the Birds, running to the top ropes for a double springboard stunner. Windsor catches her for a hammer throw to the corner before catapulting her into a lariat by Hayter. Windsor follows up with a lariat of her own before the pair land a double shot, finishing things off with what's being dubbed with two birds with one stone for the win. Wins via pinfall. The Brown Birds prepare to celebrate the win as we cut away.
Alright, going hard. Against Shawn Michaels. The Bellas rep are ready for action here. Hey, man, what? See what Owen's doing? He's telling Shawn Michaels right now. He's gonna kick him right in the head like he did before. Shawn Michaels could be.
Prepare to celebrate the wins we cut away. Backstage, we hear from Chris Stanley, the returning Thunder Rosa. They're trying to dress the true just a triangle manages for from the Rosa offers to go after Thigla and starts place the potential injury coming off the title the match last week. You head back to the ringside to give Kevin Knight is accompanied by Speedball Mike Bailey on this way to ring. Way to the rings. Jet Speed with an inset promo addressing the Beast Mortos, offering a trios title shot for LFI if he can beat the Jet tonight. Mortos makes his entrance next as this match is underway. Kevin Knight versus Beast Mortos. Knightley quickly sends the Beast to the outside for a dive, bringing Mortos back before the latter goes to the toe-to-toe for agility with a Jet. He takes on Knight down hard before sending him to the corner, but Kevin dodges in the nick of time before forcing the Beast back into the outside for another big dive, sending him to the floor. Kevin lands on a clubbing blow to the back of Mortos to go as we go to a mad break. Full ad break on HBO Max. Back from the break, Mortos has regained control over the bare hair of a rope break is enforced. Knight tries to fight back, but is sent to the outside, and it's now the Beast who goes flying for sending the Jet to the floor. He brings Kevin back in the ring for a lariat in the corner, followed by a giant Samoan drop, sending Knight into the mat for what ends up being close for a 2 count. 2 count. Knight manages to fight back with a drop kick before both men are back to their feet. Kevin gets sent to the ropes before taking that other Beast down. Kevin manages to hoist Mortos off the feet for a body slam, followed by a splash that picks up when they fall. Mortos blocks a DDT from the corner for a headbutt, but Knight manages to get a hurricane on him, followed by a DT. Knight goes up top and lands on a UFO splash for the win. UFO splash for the win. Win via pinfall, Kevin Knight. Jet Speed celebrates, we cut away. Just be celebrities. We cut away video package. Osprey wants to show that AEW isn't where the best wrestle, where the Billy Goat wrestles. Commercial break. Backstage, the man addressed the World Trios champions. They challenged Jet Set Rodeo for collisions. Retires at collisions. They say, haha, they can't stop when they see a knife on the door addressing the room. They chill out before stepping into the room. With that, there's been enough talk. It's time for your main event. Backstage at ringside, Swerve Strickland makes his entrance to a big pop from the crowd. Loud they swerve. They loud as they swerve. They absolutely get electric for the arrival of Kenny Omega as he heads to ring to get this match underway. Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland. The two go at it with Omega being sent to the mat. Kenny fights back as he gets sent to the ropes, taking Strickland down with a shoulder tackle. Swerve Kenny takes straight shots before Strickland gets sent to the outside. He gets Kenny off on Terminator dive on 10 before. Kenny sending Kenny up, and Kenny for a double stomp to the floor. He stays on the fight. He sends Omega to the ring steps, but Kenny ends up sending him to the barricade and into the crowd. He climbs to the barricade but slips, suggesting that the moonsault on Strickland was as we go to an ad break. Sending him to the barricade into the crowd. Full ad break on HBO Max. Back from break, we have returned to the ring, trading tracks until Swerve lands on the hippopotamus. He floats over to Omega, counters into a vertical suplex, and both men are down. But not for long as they go to the right or go back at it. Omega dodges a clothesline for a Boyson dropkick fall by the leg followed by a big layer. He sends Strickland to the mat for a cover by Swerve, kicks out at 2. The only chance for both men is Omega Swerve up for a slam, going up on the turnbuckle for a moonsault and a near fall. Strickland is back in as he sends Kenny to the corner for a mounting up for something. Kenny slips free. The driver swerves into the turnbuckle instead. He lands on a snaps the dragon suplex and a knee strike. Alone is good for a near fall. He sets up Swerve for another knee strike and goes for a third good measure. He starts mouthing off at Strickland. He sets it for one more, but Swerve intercepts, landing a backbreaker and a drop kick instead. Omega lands on her apron and Swerve sizes him up. He slams Omega's head to the top turnbuckle as the referee misses him, and this continues into the middle turnbuckle and missed the "Fight Forever" chant from the crowd. He hoists Kenny up for a vertebrae, but Omega counters out of it, landing a snapdragon suplex that sending Strickland into the hardest part of the ring. Despite this, Swerve is getting back up as Omega looks for a snap suplex off the apron to the floor. Swerve tries to break free. Kenny Omega transitions from the wristlock. Swerve hangs onto the ropes for dear life as Kenny tries to break him away, and this leads Omega Swerve off the apron for a German suplex. Kenny only for Strickland laying his feet down, laying on his feet. Kenny is going knocking down his head before Strickland brings him to his feet for a reverse suplex on the ground. He brings Omega back into the ring for a fourth smash off a turnbuckle, but Kenny narrowly kicks out. Strickland makes him smack up to his feet and only for Kenny to fight back with a real standing story Strickland to the corner. Kenny sets him up on the top turnbuckle for an avalanche snap on Dragon Suplex and connects it, and it connects driving Strickland down hard to the mat. Kenny makes the cover and Strickland barely makes it, kicks out before a 3. I'll go for Strickland back to his feet only for Omega to fight back, only for Will to send Swerve to the corner. Kenny sets him up on the top turnbuckle on ambulance, driving suplex, and it connects, driving Strickland down hard to the mat. Kenny makes the cover, and Strickland makes it out before a 3. Kenny goes to the top ropes, calling the ref's attention to his shoulder as Kenny hits the ropes as Swerve appears to pull the ref into the V trigger by Omega.
What's he doing? Shawn Michaels is going to WrestleMania, all right? Unfortunately, he's going to have to buy a ticket. Here we go. Sharpshooter coming in. Getting Shawn Michaels over here.
Ref is down as Swerve as ref is down as ref down and out as Swerve fights back here, nailing a house call and Kenny as he goes down for the pin, and there is no count to come. As Nana tries to get the ref awake, as Swerve goes for a top swerve and stomp, it drives the Kenny to the apron. As he removes the paneling off panning the corner, cultivating Omega into exposed spot for good measure. He goes back to the top as we see another ref coming into the ring as the Swerve stomp connects. It's only good for a near fall, much to the surprise of Swerve Strickland. He sets up for one more house call, and Omega dodges it to snap a German suplex. Knee strike followed by a reverse Rana, but reverse breaks free a one-wing angel. He hits the ropes, running into a V trigger, but catches Omega with a V house call. He follows up with a B with a big pressure, and is enough to tell how he take the win. Winner via pinfall, Swerve Strickland. Winner via pinfall, Swerve Strickland. Strickland leaves to time to celebrate post-match as he goes right back after Omega with some strikes. He shoves the ref out of the ring, talking to it. taking a chain from Price and Prince Nana to wrap around the throat of Kenny Omega before hanging him up from the top rope. He lets go of the chain before leaving the ring, clearing off the announce table and grabbing the ring steps. Strickland brings Omega onto the steps, hoisting him up for a red record to drive Kenny through the announce table, and tells the camera that he needs this as Dynamite comes to a rather abrupt end. Yep, this like it was a really bad show tonight. Usually, very bad show. Now I got it covered. Now I know it's time for my wrestling history and birthdays. Let's go to yesterday, February 17th. Yesterday was a happy 40th birthday to Ricardo Rodriguez. And let's see what else. Magnus, Mexican wrestler Magnus, he turned 33 yesterday. Mexican wrestler named Magnus. Okay, February 17, 1986, at Madison Square Garden, New York City. 20,225 were in attendance. Lenny Poffo defeated Rene Goulet King Tonga defeated Les Thornton. The Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart fought Bree Brown Blair and Jim Brazil in a draw time. King Kong Bundy defeated George Wells. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat defeated Dom Rocco in martial arts match. Tony Atlas defeated Barry O. Adorable Adrian Adonis defeated George the Animal Steel by DQ. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik defeated Corporal Christian Dan Spivey. Ted RCD defeated Terry Gibbs by submission. And Hulk Hogan defeated the Macho Man Randy Savage for a lumberjack match to retain the WWE title. And Miss Elizabeth was by his corner and Macho Man Savage. And I mentioned it last Monday by mistake, February 17th. Because I thought it was February 16th, but it was February 17th. Yeah, on WWE Primetime Wrestling, hosted by I believe it was Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura on USA Network. Pedro Morales on defeated Moondog Spot with a reverse roll-up. January 26, 27, 1986, Madison Square Garden. Dane Spivey defeated Rene Goulet and with a Bulldog. This was January 27, 1986, in Madison Square Garden. Iron Mike Sharp fought George Wells with a time limit draw, 17-39. At the bell ring as both men were fighting to the floor. This was January 27, 1986, in Madison Square Garden. Manuel Soto and Pete Sanchez defeated Jack Evans and Johnny Rods at a 2-hour free falls match. Final fall, Solo pinned Evans, Sunset Flip. This was February 17, 1975, Madison Square Garden. Manuel Soto and Pete Sanchez defeated Jack Evans and Johnny Rods in best 2-hour free falls. Final fall, Soto pinned Evans with Sunset Flip. This was February 17, 1975, Madison Square Garden. Ted RDC defeated Tiger Chung-Lee via submission with backbreaker at 4:05. January 27, 1986, is Madison Square Garden. Terry Funk with Jimmy Hart defeated Scott McGee after a 9-4 after blocking a top rope attack by lifting his knees after bout. Funk branded McGee January 27, 1986 at Madison Square Garden. Yep, that was. Let's see what else. Now on WCW Pro, on February 17, 1996, WCW TV champion Johnny B. Bad defeated Dave Terrell, retaining the title. One Man Gang defeated Dave Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan defeated Scott Armstrong, and Public Enemy defeated Man at Work. And WCW US Champion Conan defeated Earl Robert Eaton. Let's see what else. On WCW Worldwide, WCW US Champion and Mexican Heavyweight Champion Conan pinned the one-man gang in 6:45 with somersault off the top. Moments later, challenger fell after a splash off the middle of the turnbuckle. Conan did appear with the title belts. Okay, on WWF Superstars, should I say WWE Superstars? Yokozuna defeated Jay Storm and Billy Mack in a handicap match. Triple H defeated Barry Horowitz. The Godwins defeated Brooklyn Brawler and Joe Gomez, and JBL, who's then known as Justin Hawk Bradshaw, defeated Tim Patterson. And Ahmed Johnson defeated the 1-2-3 Kid by DQ, hyping up before In Your House Rage in a Cage. WCW. On WCW Saturday Night, the American Males defeated Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker and Lieutenant James Earl. Fit Finlay defeated Brad Armstrong by the disqualification. His nickname is the Belfast Bruiser. Men at Work defeated the Armstrong, Scott and Steve. Diamond Dallas Page defeated Mike Winter. WCW WCW Tag Team Champion Sting and Lex Luger defeated Steve Taylor and Bobby Eaton. Chris Benoit defeated Joey Maggs. Public Enemy defeated Buck Wellman and Larry Santo. Kevin Sullivan defeated Todd Morton. Alice Wright defeated Dusty Wolf. WCW World Tag Team Champion Ric Flair and Arn Anderson defeated the Nasty Boys. See. So hold on a second. Let's see. We're trying to see what else. What else here? Hold on a second. See what else. Trying to see. Oh, the ECW Cyber Slam took place. 96 at ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was the debut of Brian Pillman, where he did where he yanked out his Johnson. No friend of mine from Pittsburgh remembers that event. That event, he was way out of line. Yeah, you can see, did a pipe bomb on Eric Bischoff in WCW. Yeah, he was known. Yeah, he was known. He was really from ECW. Came ECW. He's known as California Brian Pillman. Yeah, a bad crew defeated Judge Dredd. The bad crew and Judge Dredd defeated Dino Sandoff, Donnie E. Allen, and the Dirtbag Kid by pinfall 6-man tag team match. Spiros Greco defeated El Puerto Riqueño. Taz with Bill Alfonso defeated Joel Hartgood by submission. Bubba Ray Dudley with Big Dick Dudley, Chubba Dudley, Dances with Dudley. Big Sign Guy Dudley defeated Mr. Hughes by pinfall. The Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don, defeated the Headhunters, Headhunter A and Headhunter B. JT Smith defeated Axel Rotten by pinfall. Francine and Pitbulls, Pitbull 1 and Pitbull number 2 defeated Stevie Richards and Eliminators, Crons by pinfall. Too Cold Scorpio and Sabu in a time limit draw. That was a dog collar match right away that I just mentioned. Francine, Pitbulls, Steve Richards, and Eliminators. Too Cold Scorpio versus Sabu in a time limit draw with ECW World TV Championship. Shane Douglas defeated Cactus Jack. Raven, Kimona, Wana Layla, Steve Richards, and the Blue Mean defeated Sandman with Missy Hyatt by pinfall for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Then in 2006 on WWE Heat, Kane defeated Johnny Parisi. Snitsky and Texas Collins defeated Chris Hamrick and Phil Bryan. Goldust defeated Trevor Marapakana. Viscera defeated Rob Conway. Then on SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, before No Way Out, on their brand. Rey Mysterio defeated Sylvan. The Boogeyman defeated Orlando Jordan. Gregory Hanson defeated Scotty 2 Hotty. He retained the Cruiserweight Championship. Finley and John Bradshaw later with Jillian Harlow defeated Chris Benoit and Bobby Lashley. Matt Hardy with Simon Dean with Jake and Jesse defeated Simon Dean with Jake and Jesse. Kurt Angle and The Undertaker defeated Eminem in a 3-on-2 handicap match. And then a couple pop culture, movies released in theaters. 8 Below, starring the late Paul Walker. Date movie parody of all romantic comedies was released, starring Allison Hannigan. Freedom Land, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Julianne Moore. Really good movie. Down at NXT. NXT February 17, 2016, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy defeated American Alpha, defeated the Mechanics. Alpha defeated Dion Purrazzo. Ty Jones defeated Alex Riley. Sami Zayn versus Mojo ended a double pin and number one contenders match for the NXT Championship. Let's see now. Let's go to January 18th. Yesterday, February 18th. Yesterday. Yesterday was a happy 71st birthday to French Canadian wrestler and former WWE commentator veteran WWE commentator Raymond. I think he hold on Ray. Their former WWE employee Raymond Rougeau. 71st, 71 yesterday. Freddie Blassie. Lastly, Freddie Blassie, WWE Hall of Fame. Let's call everyone Pencil Neck Geeks. He would have been Pencil Neck Geeks. 108 yesterday. He died. He would. Classy Freddie Blassie. Let's see. We're trying to see what else. Vanna White. Yeah, Vanna White. She turned 69. Yeah, she turned 69 yesterday. So what else? Let's see what. Hold on a second. Well, I'll say see travel. See what else. See. Hold on a second, everybody. Hold on, so you put a see. See in WCW main event. On WCW main event, This Conan defeated Brian Armstrong to retain the U.S. title. Oh, I see. Oh, wait, man. Yeah, the Rage in the Cage. In Your House Rage in the Cage. The Free for All. I know a friend of mine remembers the Free for All on preview channel Free for All. Jake the Snake Roberts defeated Tatanka, Ted DiBiase, and then the pay per view that began in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville Gardens, Louisville, Kentucky. In Your House Rage in a Cage took place. Razor Ramon 1-2-3 Kid. Razor Ramon defeated 1-2-3 Kid with Ted DiBiase in Crybaby match. Triple H with Elizabeth Hilden defeated Duke Drumster Drosy. Yokozuna defeated British Bulldog and Jim Cornette by DQ. Shawn Michaels defeated Owen Hart. With Jim Cornette, Bret the Hitman Hart defeated Diesel by escaping the cage until what happens to The Undertaker. This match was determined no one contender for WWE title at WrestleMania 12. And Shawn Michaels won defeating Owen Hart. And Bret Hart defeated Diesel in escaping the cage until The Undertaker. The best moment was when The Undertaker, I know a friend of mine from Pittsburgh, when The Undertaker broke the ring, showed his hand and was choking Kevin Nash down to, he's grabbing him to meet him, He grabbed, pulling him from in the ring, and then smoke came out, and then Bret Hart escaped the cage. And there were some dark matches after the show, and as the show ended. Ahmed dark matches. Isaac and DDS defeated Ahmed Johnson defeated Isaac and DDS. Some of you know as Kane, Big Red Machine. His real name is Glenn Jacobs. Was now the mayor of Tennessee. The Godwins, Henry O and Phoenix O, the Hillbilly Jim defeated Bobby Don, Skip and Zip in the Sunny in tag team match. And The Undertaker with Paul Bearer defeated Goldust with Marlene Buchanan for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, Goldust retained. Yeah, Undertaker could have been the first ever. Yeah, he could have been the Intercontinental champion. What if Undertaker became the Intercontinental champion if Diesel and the Undertaker's match with Diesel, Kevin Nash at WrestleMania 12 would have been for the Intercontinental title if Undertaker became the first ever Intercontinental champion defeating Goldust. That would be a good theory. Yeah, that would be a good theory. Then on WWE Velocity, Brian Kendrick and Paulin defeated the Dicks, Chad and James. Tatanka defeated Scott Matthews. Mascarita Sagrada defeated Octagon Cito. Super Crazy with Psychosis defeated Nunzio with Vito. Then on Impact Wrestling, highlights were shown from TNA, TNA Against All Odds 2006. Jay Lethal defeated Roderick Strong and Shannon Moore. Then let's see a VO package with Ron Killings and the Rhino and Jeff Jarrett. LAX defeated La Migra. Christopher Daniels and Austin Aries was in a no contest. Team 3D defeated Team Canada. And afterwards, A&W hit the ring and attacked Ron Killings. They tried to handcuff him to the ring because Ryan ran to the ring. He flipped James Storm over the top rope. Harris turned around and took a gore. Ryan posed for the camera. Let's see what else. Friday Night SmackDown. The League of Nations defeated Dolph Ziggler and Lucha Dragons, Kalisto and Sin Cara. Sasha Banks would defeated Tamina and Naomi by submission. Chris Jericho defeated The Miz with the Fizz by submission. Charlotte defeated Natalia by submission. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns defeated Dudley Boyz, Bo Ray and Devon by DQ. I think that's about it. Well, that'll do it for my show this midnight. I'm the Godfather Soldier and Slimming. It's like Chad Henshaw slays out of dress up Cheddar Turkey, dance like Larry, dance like James Brown. Again, that hot tub, gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to A. Murphy doing impression of James Brown standing live. Never grew up in, grew up in nights where I saw reruns of old school standing live one as well. So I hope all of you good night, good morning. I got something to close out the show for all of you this midnight. It's called name of the song's called Visions of a Sunset, sung by Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men from the movie soundtrack Mr. Holland's Opus. So hope you have a good morning. And I'm late challenge the dress up checker saying like James Brown, dance like Lionel Tree and stuff like that. Like again, the hot tub and the sweat, then we dry and wet. Referring to A. Murphy doing the pressure and James Brown saying live in their group, and he grew up in the 90s. I saw reruns old school Saturday Night Live was little. So here it is, close the show Visions of the Sunset, sung by Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men from the Mr. Holland's Opus movie soundtrack starring Richard Dreyfuss. So I hope you have a good night. I'm out of here. Peace. Have a good morning. I'm out of here. Peace.